Stadium for a real, hopefully, great feast of London football for you tonight. We're in the capital for a huge game for Tottenham, who could really put pressure on the top six with a victory here tonight. And of course we've got Fulham, who are battling to get out of that bottom three. And it's a game really that involves Burnley in some respects, Burnley fans and everywhere, including myself. And I don't mean this from an unbiased point of view, but I would dearly love Tottenham from a biased point of view to win the game. But I'm not in the position to be in that way inclined. So we have to try and be as impartial as we can. Yes, I think you were a bit lucky last night, Newgate. In fairness, didn't think you did. I'm not sure if you. I don't think the 3 points were justified, but nevertheless, you've gone top, and end of the day, that's what counts. I think the goal that you got was a bit fortunate. I think it was a bit lucky, but there you go. But at the end of the day, you won the game, and that's what counts. And there's not a lot we can do about that. But it's nice to have you with us. The teams are just about to come out here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Well, it got a slight deflection, which took it past Pope. I think first of all we've got to establish that fact. So no point in blaming Pope for that one, Nick Caton. I just want to make that crystal clear that Pope was not to blame for that goal, that winning goal. So let me just make that absolutely crystal clear to everybody. Pope was not to blame. And hopefully now we've got charge on the laptop. We're doing this off the laptop tonight, so yeah, Pogba's okay. The thing with Pogba is he comes and goes in small doses, but we'll see how he goes. Big game on Sunday for you guys. Hopefully we'll be able to bring that to you live on JB Sports. We'll let you know what games will be covered, and we'll let you know via the magic of Twitter what happens as regards the weekend's fixtures. And also, I've got to tell you now that I'm actually officially back working now, so any rosters I get, we're going to have to fit that in around. I'm not too angry. In fact, on the contrary, I'm actually quite happy with. I'm actually quite happy with life at the moment, Newgate, and I finally got a chance now to start my job in my proper job. Finally, so I'm actually quite happy. I'm not too upset, and I'm not as upset as you think. Newcastle, so don't worry about it. I'm happy now that I've got a proper full-time job again, so we'll be going back to part-time YouTubing, but whenever we're busy, when we're not busy, and we'll get it ready, and then we'll keep continuing with the commentaries, and we'll have Trevor was a success, Russ was a success. They'll be hopefully. I'll be messaging and speak of the devil. Hello, Trevor. Good evening to you. Good show last night, sports night. Very enjoyable, and a good game for you to pick as well. Incidentally, I'm not telling you, I'm actually on Match of the Day on Friday night, but I'm not telling you what game I'm doing. That's not my duty to say that. That's true. There we go, 6 cents, mate. Oh, you certainly have the 6 cents, Trevor. Anyway, we'll be giving you the two lineups in just a minute. It's been a little bit more changed as usual. This is a 4-2-3-1 for Spurs with Lloris in goal, Aurier, Sanchez, Dyer and Regulin, Winks, Oibie, Sissoko, on Ndombele, Son Heung-min and Harry Kane, who didn't travel to Marine the other day. Start up front. Son did travel to Marine. On the bench, Hart, Doherty, Alderweireld, Bale, Lamella, Ali, who was very good at Marine, I have to say. Lucas Benderis and Carlos Panincius, who got the hat-trick, of course, in that cup tie on Sunday afternoon. Apologies there. We've got a very. They still give us the small commentary boxes here at even at the new stadium. We still get the worst commentary boxes around. Yeah. So they're going to play with Aurier at right back and Regulin on the left, I think. Sanchez and Dyer, the two centre backs. Scott Parker moaned the other day that He was given 48 hours notice. Well, considering from this Burnley point of view, I was furious that they called the game off at Burnley a week ago with less than 24 hours notice, but that's enough about that. It's Arbeloa in goal, Aina, Anderson, and Adebayo at the back, then Tete, Loftus-Cheek, Harrison Reed, Zambo, then Robinson, Bobby Reid. We know he's Bobby Dicakova Reid, but I can't pronounce that bit, so it's Bobby Reid and Ivan Cavallero. On the bench, Rodak, Hector, Cabano, Reem, Luckman, Brian, Anoma, Congolo and Kamara. And Scott Parker will play with a 3-5-2 formation with 3 at the back, and I'm just going to look at that formation for you now. So Adebayo, Anderson the captain, and Aina are the 3 at the back, with Harrison Reed playing as a sort of a defensive midfielder, with Loftus-Cheek and Zambo a bit further forward. Reed and Caballero lead the line up front. I'm going to say Bobby Reid because I'm not going to say Decatora Reid. It's going to be too much for me to pronounce, and I simply just can't be bothered tonight. Anyway, there's the saying all that. It's too much of a mouthful, especially if he's a striker. So it's Bobby Reid, but we do know he has a middle name as well, Bobby Reid. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek on loan from Chelsea at the moment. Hasn't really made it properly as a at the highest level. Big chance for him tonight, and it's an interesting one. We picked this one originally over Christmas, and it got called off because of the COVID tests that Fulham had. They did that with 3 hours notice, but there seems to be a lot of harmony there between the two managers as they came out. The referee tonight comes from Wigan, Paul Tierney, as the players are about to, of course, take the obligatory knee and kick off. It's going to be Fulham in the all yellow strip, Spurs in the white. Fulham usually playing the white, hence why they're in yellow tonight, and as opposed to that's as Tete gets an early ball in there, knocked away there by Davison Sanchez. Newcaster reckons it's going to be 1-1. I'm just waiting for Trevor's predictions. I think I know what's coming. Here's a chance now for Tete to get the ball forward. Fulham, you don't know what to expect with Scott Parker's boys. They are a very good side, usually on occasions, but you don't know what to expect. Not what that wasn't what I was expecting, Trevor. I was expecting the old 4-4. Nah, yeah, I you fooled me there, Trevor. You fooled me. Speaking of Trevor, don't forget match of the day on Sunday night, not Sunday, Friday night. Friday night is Trevor Sports Night, and then next Friday we the road to Wembley in the virtual world starts. We'll have FA Cup third round action with 16 ties, and there'll be commentary on 5 of those 16 games. And Trevor's worked very hard. He's working very hard on those as we speak right now, and then obviously later on he'll get me, Chris, Ross, and amongst others to voice some of the games for us. We're not telling you which ones we've been chosen because that's top secret. Only the 4 of us know that, and we're not giving any secrets away. Anyway, back to the game. I'll tell you the VAR people and the other officials when we get a chance, because Fulham have a free kick hoisted into the penalty area, and it might break here, but the ball just bounced there. There was a little bit of a pinball machine sort of scramble in there. Caballero was certainly in there, and there's a foul there. I think there might have been a foul as well and all of that. And in any case, it was offside, and not only that, Lloris was able to pounce on the ball anyway. So let me give you the rest of the officials. We've also got head-to-head stats, which I like to put in now and then when there's a little pattern in the game. As I said, Paul Tierney from Wigan in Lancashire is the referee. Assistants tonight, Lee Betts and Harry Leonard. Betts will will be the assistant on the far side, and Harry Leonard on the near. Chris Kavanagh is the 4th official. Craig Parsons is our man at Stockley Park tonight. He's our VAR man, and he's assisted tonight by Stephen Child. So there are all the things. So we've got VAR in operation as we'd expect in Premier League football these days. Certainly was there in abundance last night, and we won't be too biased towards Tottenham this evening. Gary Neville had been a very Manchester United bias last night when he did the game for Sky at Burnley. But we will try not to be too biased. We'll try to be as impartial as we can, even though Fulham are one of Burnley's relegation rivals. Incidentally, in the other game taking place at the Etihad, Manchester City beat Brighton by 1-0. I think it was Phil Foden who got the goal. Meanwhile, Fulham making a good start, and they might get a break there, and it nearly fell to Tete. And Spurs just up against it in the opening 3 minutes. Tell you what, for Fulham, having had only 48 hours notice before the start of this, they've really got into the groove for this, and are looking to really home in here and try and get an early break here. Well, I certainly thought it was a red card anyway, but it wasn't the first half I was referring to. It was at the end when he was saying I'm getting excited and all that. Apologies there, I should turn my phone off really. I get so many alerts a day, folks, on my mobile phone. As Robinson can't keep that in play. There was a bit of a tangle there between him and Ure there. I get a lot of requests on my phone. I get tweets, I get TikTok messages, I get Instagram messages, I get we get TikTok there. I've just been given a TikTok message by a friend of mine. Why does she have to do that? I do not know. Anyway, we'll not talk about VAR until it's needed. Yes, I have TikTok, but I don't use it anymore. Not as much as I used to. Bigger fish to fry these days. Commentaries and everything else. I'm on enough social media platforms, Newgate, and to sink a battleship. None of them are football related, by the way. And it's a little bit catered towards sort of an adult taste. So I don't. So it's more of an adult audience, if you see what I mean. So 5 minutes gone here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I will tell you that a bit later on. Anyway, here's Sissoko taking possession. Ndombele. And Ndombele gets the ball forward. This, of course, was due to be played in late December, this match. And of course, with the COVID tests and everything else, it got postponed and had to be put back a couple of weeks, and obviously Fulham got wind of this, and they should have played Burnley a couple of weeks ago, which actually maddened me quite much because to call it off with less than 24 hours notice was a complete disgrace. But anyway, here come Tottenham. Son Heung-min, can they get the ball into the area? Looking for a chance there, and Regulin shoots the second time around after his first step. It was partially blocked, hit it right footed, but hit it just up over the top of Araloa's goal. And Spurs almost score with their first meaningful attack of the first half with 6 minutes on the clock. Well, he was a bit lucky to get it second time around. It cannoned off Anderson, the captain, and it just set up too much for him, and he blazed it into Rose then, unfortunately, which is obviously sparsely populated due to the usual measures, of course. And of course, Sunday night is Raven West night. Chris Whiteman will be back with another intriguing episode. I think we go to France in the next one, so that'll be Sunday night. Hopefully we'll bring you some Premiership action as well throughout the weekend. I will be consulting with my colleagues on Twitter to see what games they can possibly do, and then we'll see what happens. But it was nice to have Trevor on the platform for the first time, and I hope you enjoyed his description of his brilliant description of Arsenal against Newcastle. I thought he did remarkably well, and I think he'll be a big success for the channel. He's been a big success in his own channel, of course, Trevor Sports. And there we go. Nick Kate has actually come up with a terrific fact here. He comes up with some great facts here when he listens to us. But I'll come to that in a second, because we've got Spurs on the attack, but they've gone backwards now onto the Hazard play, and Davinson Sanchez has the ball in the centre circle. Finds Eric Dyer, then back to Sanchez again, still inside the centre circle, gets the ball over towards Harry Winks. And some say he should be an England regular, Harry Winks, with the way he plays the game. Sissoko charges forward. Gets it out to Aurier on the far side. Spurs playing kickball at the moment. Winks playing it through. He did it fantastically well. And Sissoko again, far side. Nearly 8 minutes gone in the first half here on JB Sports live commentary. This is a rearranged fixture. Tottenham, in fact, were due to play Aston Villa. That game got called off because of the COVID-19 rules. Villa had, well, they've closed Bodymore Heath, and they were due to play Aston Villa at Villa Park tonight, but that didn't materialise. So the Premier League rearranged this fixture for tonight, and here we are now. Point of fact, Burnley Manchester United should have been on the opening day, and it should have really been on the opening day. I'm still angry at the Premier League for that, but that's history now. And of course, Fulham have got a huge chance now to pull the gap now. They could go within, I think they could go level with points with Brighton. I think here's a chance for Fulham. Shot comes in from, I think it was Bobby Reid, and it was charged away. And now Fulham have it again on the far side with Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek trying to take them all on here, all comers. And Zambal has it too. Zambal good control. Loftus-Cheek waiting in the middle. His cross gets, I think, a deflection. No, it doesn't. Excuse me if I get one or two of the Fulham players mixed up. It's the first time I've ever commentated on them for quite a long time. So if I do miss up one or two of the names, don't hold it against me. It's very rare that I commentate on Fulham matches, so but we'll try and get as much through as we can tonight. Again, this game being rearranged to tonight at 48 hours notice. The TV company that was supposed to be doing the original game are doing it tonight, which is Amazon Prime. That's why we've decided to recover this game tonight. When I found out it was Amazon Prime, we were committed to bringing you that commentary. Hopefully we'll bring you 3 or 4 commentaries, I hope, pending on availability this weekend, but we'll let you know via Twitter. If you want my Twitter address, it's twitter.com at Stutzy83 if you want to get in touch with me via the Twitter page, and be nice to have you with us on Twitter as well. We also have a Facebook page, companion page, which I haven't updated for a long time. I'll have to make time for that. JB Sports Facebook page, all the w's.facebook.co.uk/JB Sports if you want to join the Facebook group. Join our Facebook page. It's free to join. Don't cost you anything to join us. It's costing you nothing to listen to this one. Loftus-Cheek playing it in there towards Tete, who wins a throw off Regulan. Early possession stats, first 10 minutes, interesting. 62% Tottenham, 38% Fulham. So they've had a little bit of the ball, Scott Parker's team. In the bottom 3 at the moment. Spurs looking to try and get a level of points at least with Everton. I don't think they can move up. I think they could move up, but I don't know if their goal difference is superior. I'd have to look at the league table to find out. I'll have to check that more in depth at half time. Here's Araloa, who's yet to make a save of any real note. Neither has Lloris, really. Here's Bobby Reid now running at the defenders. Bobby Reid now trying to get the cross in, but it hits Eric Dyer and knocked away. And Spurs get it once again there. That is a fun fact, actually. We will come back to that. In fact, we will now. We'll come to it because Paul Tierney is giving Spurs a free kick. Interesting stat, this from Christmas. When Southampton beat Liverpool by a goal to 0 at home, Trent Alexander-Arnold, this is actually true because I've seen this before, but for those who haven't, he gave the ball away a whopping 38 times and then was substituted by Jurgen Klopp, and that is the honest truth. I remember that stat being bounded about in the media at the time, and it is quite a true story, but for those who didn't know, Alexander-Arnold gave the ball away a record 38 times. I'm sure Sue, if she's listening live or listening later on tonight, because there is a facility, if you missed a live broadcast, you can listen to it back. You can actually listen to all our commentary archive dating back to 2016. Yes, our first ever live match, funnily enough, was in April 2016 when Burnley beat Preston 1-0 in a big game at the top of the Championship, which Burnley got within a win, and then we covered their next match against QPR, and then the Euros and everything then transpired from there, and we've grown and grown and grown the commentaries in the last 5 years. It's our 5th year covering football on this channel in an audio stream. on audio streams. We've probably done about 300 games. Ball lifted in there from Fulham from the corner, and a bit of an up and under inside that Spurs penalty area, which Tottenham managed to smuggle away. 13 minutes gone, and it's Tottenham 0, Fulham 0. Wednesday night football for you here on JB Sports. Live commentary from the Premier League. Rearranged fixture from December the 28th, I think, when they were due to play each other, but Fulham lost players due to COVID and had to postpone the fixture. This is Loftus-Cheek to Tete now on the right-hand side for Fulham. 0-0. Here's the number 34, Aina. Gets the ball out towards the far side this time. The yellow shirts coming forward in numbers, and Bobby Reid again was free as well. And Caballero was in there too as the cross came in. Spurs got it away, but it was zonal marking from the Tottenham lads. And still it remains 0-0. If you're a subscriber to Amazon Prime, you can watch the game on there and just turn their commentary down, and listen to mine if you want. And here goes Tete. Tete now with the cross, gets a little slight deflection, and the ball stabbed towards the corner, hits the corner flag, and Eric Dyer's got a problem here. Eric Dyer looks to be in some agony. I don't know what's happened. I wonder if he's dislocated the shoulder. I'm no medical expert, but that doesn't look good for Eric Dyer at all. And it's bad news also for Gareth Southgate as well. It was a good run from Tete in the first place, who really caused the trouble. Dyer coming in very hard. Now, what did he hurt there? He must have caught him. I'm not sure if he caught him in the meat and two veg area. I'm not sure. No, he's caught him up by the leg. That's what's happened. I couldn't tell there. He's up on his feet, but he's hobbling so gingerly. I think it could well be the end of the game. It could well be. Well, Eric Dyer's a competitor, but he doesn't look good at the moment. But Eric Dyer's the competitor. The other competitor, he'll play on. And he's going to play on through the pain barrier. Quarter of an hour gone here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham 0, Fulham 0 in the Premier League. Live commentary from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on the new White Hart Lane. Here comes the corner by Reid. Pulled back and a dangerous one here. Reid, can he get the shot off? No, the ball comes back. And here's a chance now for Zambo. Zambo with a shot, and it's a good shot and a good save again by Lloris. Diving away to his left, it was at a comfortable height, and then there was a foul on the far side and a free kick. It is to Tottenham. Zambo had the first step. Reid had the first effort, which was charged away. That was Bobby Reid, I should say. And Zambo, good control, gets his shot off, and it was a comfortable punch away by Hugo Lloris. Just getting two fists behind the shot and just punching it away to safety. Aguza ways on the shot, but we've got Zambo on the nose. Free kick taken by Hugo Lloris. Attempts, well, Fulham have shaded that one. 2 attempts for Spurs, 2-4 from Fulham, and they've had the one on target, which you've just heard from Zambo, which was saved brilliantly there. Bobby Reid. Yes, I know he's a double-barrel name, but we know him. I'm going to say Bobby Reid. It's a damn sight easier than saying Dekakova Reid, because it's a bit of a mouthful. Anyway, here's Regulin for Spurs. Regulin infield again, and Ndombele gets it through, and Harry Kane might get in there, but a good saving tackle there by Adria Barlow. Did really well there. Eric Dyer seems to have shaken off his knock, and seems to have run that little bit of an injury there okay at the moment. Of course, we'll have man of the match later on, so it's your chance to get involved. So a nice little bonus for you this week with some midweek football to bring you live here on JB Sports. I hope you enjoyed it at home. I'm glad that the snooker coverage has been a complete success. We'll be in March before we bring you our next snooker tournament. Also in real life, the Masters is going on at Milton Keynes, but here in the football is a chance now for Aurier to get the cross in. Son's there, and a good save from point-blank range. It was a good cross from the right from Aurier, and Son Heung-min stopped the ball goalwards. Still Spurs have it on the edge of the area. They got a free kick Fulham are furious. They are absolutely incensed by that. But I think the referee was right, and I think there's been a booking there to one of the players. I think for unsportsmanlike conduct. I think the ball had been chucked away in frustration. You can't be booked for that unless it was for the foul itself. They're definitely onside there, but Son should have scored there. And Areola stuck out a right foot and managed to get it up and under and away. But Fulham aren't out the woods yet. And there'll be a few Burnley and Brighton fans tuning into this and thinking, boy, could we see a free kick special here? Eric Dyer is over it. There's another Spurs player. Zambo was the man booked, incidentally. Andre Frank Zambo, the man booked. Looks like it could be Son. Areola has erected a 5-man wall with one behind. Looks like it's going to be Eric Dyer now. Can he come up with a special? Eric Dyer shoots and he's white-footed and it comes off the wall. And Spurs will crank up the pressure once again in the 19th minute because there's a corner now for Tottenham Hotspur. Hits the defender there, which was Anderson. And it's a corner kick now to Tottenham. Still 0-0 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Big game this at the both ends of the table. Spurs looking to get within striking distance off the top four as the corner comes in from Son into the area. Just missed Dyer in the area. And then Ndombele gets the shot in, and in the end it's spiderly sliced and behind, high, wide, not so handsome, behind for a goal kick to Fulham. Who are London's actually oldest football club. Well, that's their boast anyway. They boast that they are London's most oldest football club. Whether that is the actual case, that is immaterial. There'll be a few other London clubs trying to lay claim to that title. Here come Spurs again with Son Heung-min. And there's a Tottenham player gone down there, and I can't tell who it is, but Fulham are playing on, and they're well entitled to do that, I think. And Caballero has made a good break. Left the Sheik's waiting in the middle. So too was Reed coming in on the scene. And I'm just wondering if the Spurs players got back up. I don't know who it was. He's blindsided me. Let's see who it was. Harry Winks, that's who. Just look to the replay. It was Harry Winks under challenge there from Harrison Reed. And thankfully Winks is back up on his feet and will shrug it off. He's just feeling the back of things of something there. But once again, like Dyer, he's a bit of a tough character. No quarter given. What you see is what you get with him. Of course, earlier today, Manchester City winning by a goal to nil, so they're back in the top four race. In United now, big game on Sunday against Liverpool. That one. Massive match that now, and they've drawn each other, as you know, in the FA Cup, which takes place at Old Trafford 2 weeks later. So they've got one game at Anfield to come, a big league game to come at Anfield on Sunday, and then 2 weeks time they've got an FA Cup tie on the 23rd of January. So it's less than 10 days from now, actually. It's about 9 days from now that game could be played. We're still waiting on who's picked who for television coverage. I don't know, we're getting back to my boys on Twitter, my lads, my colleagues on Twitter, and asking what ties they want to do. Charlie have got Wolves, what a tie that is. And Burnley have to travel to Craven Cottage, which is from a Burnley point of view was annoying. Still is to this day. Goal kick to Tottenham with 22 minutes gone. And been interesting first half thus far. No goals, but plenty of good football. Here's Son Heung-min, has it on the near side. Son turns. Looks for Harry Winks in the centre, and he finds Winks there in the centre circle. Still inside the Tottenham half at the moment. Now Davinson Sanchez into Eric Dyer. Dyer keeps going, finds IBA. IBA And it goes to Regulin. Are you being once more? Spurs were very ruthless with a much changed squad on Sunday. I thought against Marine. They were very ruthless at the Marine Travel Stadium. Looked very assured and accomplished on what was a difficult 8th tier pitch. But at the end of the day, 160 odd places told its own story in the end. Spurs winning very comfortable 5-0 winners. And here they come again, looking for this early break. Regulin getting in there, but he might get the ball inside the area. Does. He finds Harry Kane, chips it forward. The Son Kane partnership yet to blossom tonight, but still plenty of time in the game for that to happen. Here's Son, free header. Oh, what a save! 6 yards out. Son Heung-min, you'd have expected him to score from there, but credit to Araroa, he's pulled off an absolute beauty of a save. Was Son onside as that ball was played? I think he was, just about. The flag stayed down. Just wondering if it had gone in, would it have gone to VAR? To be fair to Araroa, I don't want to take any credit away from him, but that was a save he would have expected to make. Spurs have a corner. Swung into the danger zone by Son Heung-min. Comes out to Winks, who follows it from 30 yards out and then hits a wall of yellow, which retreating out their penalty area, and then the ball played back to Hugo and Reese. But we've seen the best of Tottenham thus far, and Son Heung-min's probably had the 2 best Tottenham chances in this first half, which is 24 minutes old. Tottenham 0, Fulham 0. Good ball forward up towards Regulin. Regulin does it well. That's a good ball. Kane with a header, and he doesn't miss. Harry Kane from 6 yards out. And what a wonderful cross from the left-hand side by Regulin. And Harry Kane does what Harry Kane does best. And Tottenham Hotspur have taken the lead after 24 and 3/4 minutes. And, well, will they be checking on VAR for that? Was Regulin offside? I don't think he was. Kane certainly wasn't. He was well beyond the last defender. He was well behind the offside trap. He was certainly onside by a long chalk, and in fact he headed it off the right hand post and in, but still, that's what Harry Kane does best, a superb diving header in off the right hand post. And with 25 gone, Tottenham Hotspur take the lead. And to be fair, the last 10 minutes it's been a lead that's been threatened to happen. They threatened it, Spurs. And Fulham have had 2 or 3 warnings, and I'm afraid to say they've not heeded those warnings. And Spurs deservedly so now take the lead. 25 gone. That's going to be a long old evening for Scott Parker's troops. No doubt about that. But it was a terrific finisher. A typical Kane goal. That's become his specialty. Tottenham's record goal scorer does it again. And if Spurs do hang on tonight in the head-to-head records, it will be 16 victories in the Premier League history. Before tonight, they played 28 times in Premier League football. Tottenham have won 15, Fulham 7, and 6 draws. Fulham have got a lot to do now, because Spurs have really taken control of this game and have taken advantage with a fantastic, typical headed goal from no other than Harry Kane, and Sissoko wins possession. Kane with a good chest control. Fulham get possession, fairly so, says referee Tierney. Ball played out towards Tete, left hand side. That's a poor ball from Tete into no man's land, and away goes Spurs once again. And it's that man again, Kane on the ball, looking to find his telepathic partner Son Heung-min. The Son Kane partnership that's brought so many good moments for Tottenham this season, but they're now in a bit of trouble because Bobby Reid's coming forward now. And here, we'll come back to that in a minute. Here's a chance now for Tete, left hand side. Can Fulham get an equaliser? Well, they're going to get a corner because Tete's cross has been turned away by Regulin, who set up the goal. What is it you commentated that Kane scored? I don't know. I think we might have a Son. I might be the Son Heung-min in the partnership here, Trevor, because we. I think I'm his foil. I think I'm his Son Heung. I think I'm the sort of unofficial Son Heung-min to his Harry Kane. I think. I seem to have a knack when commentating on Tottenham games, either virtually or in real life. Harry Kane usually scores. Funny fact that, Trevor, but it's a fairly accurate fact. As the corner comes in from Fulham, towards the you now must commentate on England semi-finals now. Well, you didn't do too bad yourself, did you? I think he got didn't he not score in one of the semi-finals you did in the virtual Euros? You did England in the I think you did England 2 or 3 times in that tournament, didn't you, Trev? I think he scored in those as well. I think he scores when you commentate on him as well. But he's got a knack of scoring goals at crucial moments, there's no doubt about that. But Fulham, let's get back to the serious matter from Fulham's point of view. They had 2 or 3 warnings. Son's effort that was saved before. Son had 2 good opportunities before that. And maybe a bit fortunate there, Harry Kane. But he does what he does best. Gets in there where it hurts. And there we go. I remember. I had a heart attack when in the last 10 minutes of the final when Ronaldo pulled one back in the virtual world. And I've never commentated as tense in my life as that. Not even in a real game. And I've done cup finals. I've done a World Cup final in real life. I've done all sorts. But that Euro final, just because even if it was virtual, it had England in it. And you do want the English to win. You know, we're English, obviously, at the end of the day. Anyway, it's Regulan. And I do like the idea you put to us in the question and answer session. If we did the World Cup, I would put it to a vote. Italy, Germany, I think, was one of the two of the countries mentioned, I think. I wouldn't mind the World Cup being in any of those 2 countries, I must admit. Germany and Italy especially. If I had a choice, it'd be Italy, but it's what everyone else decides, and wherever we're going to be doing it, I'll be there for you, Trev. Anyway, here's Harry Winks. Don't forget, Italy, Germany, France or Spain, and 4 great countries they are too. Very capable of hosting a World Cup in their own right. Germany hosted a great tournament, I remember, in 2006. Well organised, well done by them. Anyway, here in the world is Sissoko, and that should have been number 2 for Harry Kane. And it was from a little bit further in towards goal than the first effort, because the header goal came from a 6-yard radius. This particular header was wide, was over the top from no more than 3-4 yards. Good cross by Aurier. And there we go. My brother's on tonight, Carl. Hello, Carl. And a big up to everybody who's key working tonight, the NHS and all the carers out there. And everyone doing a fabulous job this evening. And everyone should be respected in that respect. It's a tough time for everybody in the NHS and in the care sector, whether you're NHS or private. And we salute everybody that works there. So, but I hope you're all staying safe, everyone who's listening tonight, and if you, we'll talk about that in private later. Okay. Right. Anyway, we'll find a match for you. He thinks he could do better than some of us, so I've decided to put him in for a future match as a co-commentator, sort of like a Gary Neville to my Martin Tyler, if you like. Anyway, here we go. Now Harry Kane up to the ball now on the left-hand side. He goes over the halfway line. His goal separates the teams, and that's a good ball looking towards Ndombele. Soccer aid. I don't know if that's coming back this year. I thought it was every 2 years, Soccer Aid, but I don't know. I've lost the will to live now in this world. Anyway, yeah, just keep the swearing to a minimum. We do have the youngsters listening tonight, but 1-0 to Tottenham. They're looking good value for it now. Fulham had a good first 10 minutes and just really crept back into the shell. And at the moment, Scott Parker's probably got the worst. Has probably got a worse half-time team talk than Mourinho at the moment. Spurs playing with real comfort here, and they conceded a free kick as I say that. And Ndombele has been penalised. Just to remind you that Manchester City beat Brighton by 1-0 earlier this evening. So that really doesn't help Brighton's position at the bottom, and I suppose that was the incentive for Fulham to try and get up with Brighton. They're only 2 points behind, actually, Brighton in the table, Fulham. So a win tonight for Fulham could put Brighton into the bottom 3 of the Premier League, which they are actually in the world of Trevor Sports. I think they're rock bottom in the Trevor Sports world. Trevor will correct me if I'm wrong. But he's a very busy man, he's our Trevor at the moment, putting together all the highlights packages for next week's FA Cup programme, which myself, Chris and Russ and everybody will be eternally grateful for. And I can't wait to voice my match. It's going to be fun. I can't tell you what the games are going to be. Well, you know what the games are going to be. You won't know who the commentators are going to be until the night itself, until the programme comes out. That will be kept as a closely guarded secret until the day of the broadcast, which will be, I think, the 22nd of this month. So stay tuned on Trevor's channel. And of course, match of the day. We'll have the best way to listen. The best way to do that is watch his Q&A, and he tells you everything you need to know. Meanwhile, back in the football, in real life, as the ball is played forward once again, and Fulham get the free kick, and it still remains 1-0 to Tottenham as we go towards the final 11 minutes of the first half, plus any injury time that there will be to be played. A Wednesday night bonus for you here on JB Sports. And here is Tete in a bit of space on the right hand side, inside a chance here, it's on the area, and the thought that had just gone in. It was Ruben Loftus-Cheek from just inside the penalty area, almost dead central of the goal. He's hit down on the half volley with the right foot, and I think it must have gone at least half a foot wide. I thought it had crept in Luis's left hand post. Looked from the naked eye as if it had. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's not far wrong. Oh, I'll tell you what, I think Luis might have been in big trouble there. That was a good effort there from Loftus-Cheek. And just one or two doubts creeping in. The attempts are interesting now. Fulham and still not out of this, really. They've had 6 attempts. Spurs have had 9. Spurs have had the 3 on target and one effort on target for Fulham. Yes, we'll always keep supporting the NHS. They need staff, and if there's anybody who would like to do a bit of care work or a bit of nursing work, I'm back into the care work. I've just literally got my papers through and waiting to start finally my job in real life. So we'll be back to part-time commentary as from later this month. So it'll be part-time YouTuber. It'll be sort of part-time YouTuber and full-time carer, and we'll be back to all what it was before a few months ago. So looking forward to new challenges and everything else that goes with that. Meanwhile, back in as Sissoko makes the forward run, well covered there by the Fulham defence, and it's given away cheaply to Sissoko. You don't want to be doing that against a Spurs team of this calibre. Spurs looking to keep in touch with everybody in the top 4. See you later. Anyway, here comes Spurs now with Dyer. Seems to have shook off that injury and has done brilliantly well. Here's Son Heung-min to Sissoko. It's been a very interesting first half thus far, with Spurs leading, and we've kept up a remarkable record here on JB Sports. We've done 20. It is our 26th commentary game of the season, and out of 26 commentary games that we've done, whenever it's been either me, Trevor or Russ doing the commentary, we've had just the 1-0 this season. We always get the games right, don't we? We always make sure we get games that guarantee at least a goal or two, because we like to give you value on our channel. We like to give you goals. No, was that a possibility of a handball there? VR must have checked it, and well, he's down by his side. In fairness, I don't. They've been remarkably harsh to give a penalty there against Adebayor. That is for sure. I think it would have been remarkably half. Technically, my game was 0-0 at the end of 90 minutes. I don't care. The final result was 2-0. It doesn't matter after extra time. It counts as 2-0. So any game I count extra time, Trev. I count anything. We don't do technicalities, we do full-blown results, and if it's after extra time, so be it. But I'll tell you what, we don't do dull football on this channel, that's for sure. The one, technically it was 0-0, but the one fully fledged result that did end 0-0 was at Brighton, when we covered a very dour game between Brighton and Burnley. Which, to be fair, in the end, Burnley showed no urgency, but they kept a clean sheet. Like John Motson counts the replays of his 21st night FA Cup finals. Yes, he did. He did. If you read his book, he counts everything. He's a bit of an anorak, not like the Trevor Motson version. I don't really go on statistics. I just go on excitement and entertainment value playing Trevor Motson. I'll throw the odd statistic in there during the commentary I do on Trevor's channel. I've got to live up to the Motson name, but I don't pepper them too much with statistics. Anyway, Russ is on. Good evening, Russ. And it's nice to have you with us tonight. And Russ will be back hopefully with us this weekend as well for some Premier League stuff as well. So I'll be tweeting the lads, seeing what games they can do and see what games they can't do. And we'll be arranging the coverage from there. And hopefully, and of course, you've got Trevor's channel at 8 o'clock on Friday nights. Trevor Sports Night, Match of the Day night, and 2 magnificent games from the Premier League. As in virtual world, as Hoy BA in the real world tries the right-footed side foot, and it's straight down Amarillo's throat. Yeah, we got 2 cracking virtual games of Match of the Day on Trevor's channel this Friday. Just a nice little kickabout down at Anfield between Liverpool and Manchester United. That affects the top of the league in Trevor's world. And a good little Black Country derby between Wolverhampton Wanderers and West Bromwich Albion. 2 games I'm sure you will not want to miss on Trevor's channel. And Trevor, of course, has been getting some magnificent viewing figures. Most of his Match of the Day has been getting 600 views or more. I've been noticing this last few weeks. It's been amazing, and very well done to everybody who tuned into the snooker last week. Absolutely enjoyed bringing that one to you. And we've got the Grand Prix, the virtual Grand Prix tournament. We're going to rename it the John Smith's Grand Prix. We're going to get breweries to sponsor some of the tournaments this season and not betting companies. Makes it a bit more authentic, back to the olden days of the 80s when breweries and everything used to sponsor some of the tournaments. Even banks, I think. And the odd paint manufacturer, Dulux springs to mind. Anyway, back to the football, and there's a shot going in around about 25 yards, but it was an easy save for Hugo Lloris. We're into the final 4 minutes of the 4 minutes here at the Tottenham Hotspur, and it was number 29 Zambo with the shot. And Trevor is absolutely delighted with Russ at the moment. The commentaries for MRTD were good, Russ. Just what I was looking for. Well, I think Russ has been a very consistent player, not just for Trevor, but for me as well this year. He's whenever he's been called upon to do work for me, he's done it very professionally and has been a bit more dramatic. I've seen more drama in his voice than previous years, which has been good to hear. Anyway, here come Fulham now looking for this equalising goal, but they can't get the ball past the Spurs defence. And Russ, honestly, don't put yourself down. It was, you do your best, and that's all we ask. That's what everyone asks of you. You do a very good job whenever you can, and that's great. You do a job every time. Now, what's going on here? Anderson's been penalised. I think it was a foul on Harry Winks. Look at that. I mean, if that's not a yellow card, I don't know what is. That's just blatant. That's absolute blatant. That should be a bookie for me. That's absolutely scandalous that Paul Thierry hasn't got the referee's book out there, because I think he should be in the. I think he should have a yellow card, but yeah, I must have checked it and they're happy enough. Commentators have 4 black players, but class is permanent. Well, we all class it. Well, to be on Trevor's channel, you have to be a class commentator. And I agree with Trevor. You are a class commentator, Russ. You know, we enjoy having you on my platform, and Trevor enjoys having you on his platform as well. There's only one Trevor Gubber for me, and that's you, mate. So there you go. You'll always, to me, be Trevor Gubber, Russ. Always. Anyway, back again. Here comes Spurs once more. Here's Uri on the right-hand side. Lovely ball, IBA. Oh, he just scuffed the cross and it went too far behind. And Fulham get the ball away inside the last couple of minutes of what's been a really highly competitive and really good first half here. Spurs on the verge of winning their 16th match in Premier League history against the Cottagers. As Bobby Reid gets through, but Reguilan's got enough pace to see off Bobby Reid and does really well. And before people start correcting me and saying it's Dekakorba Reid, I know I just can't pronounce that Dekakorba bit. It's also it's very hard when you're radio commentated to say that and try and say it quickly. So I just take the Dekakorba out the name and just say Bobby Reid. It's a damn side easier. Anyway, 1-0 to Tottenham as we go into the final minute of normal time. Of course, we'll have the JB man in the match, of course, as you would expect. No exceptions tonight. And I'll tell you how we can vote. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that now. I'm on the 60th minute mark. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. And we'll take a usual 10-minute break because I think I'll need to lie down after this first half. This broadcasting, as it's can be tiresome sometimes, but it also can be good damn rewarding, and that's why we can always keep broadcasting football for you. Sergio Aurier's had a good first half as well. He's done really well on that right hand channel. Mourinho will be a little miffed that his team aren't more than the goal up, but he's also gifted Fulham a few good opportunities which they failed to take. Son should have had at least 2. Kane should have had at least 2. But by the same token, Fulham could have had a couple themselves. Samball's shot that was parried away by Lloris, or punched away by Lloris. And the effort from Loftus, the volley from out just inside the area from Loftus-Cheek that went wide. We're into 1 added minute, incidentally, at the end of the first half. As Ndombele gets the ball and he's fouled about 20 yards inside the Fulham half, and the referee's calling over. Looks like Harrison Reed. Looks like it could be a yellow card for him. It's a clumsy challenge on Ndombele. Has he been booked? Sure, he has to be if he's calling him over. No, looks as if he's just giving him a final warning. One more, son, and you will be in the book. Right, we've played the 1 minute, and I should also stress that was a minimum of. Paul Tierney looks at his watch and plays, and on cue blows the whistle for half time. So Tottenham go 1 up. But I don't think Mourinho will be entirely satisfied with the 45 minutes. He's gifted Fulham a few opportunities, which sadly for them, they've not taken. And Spurs really should have been more than the goal up, really. If truth be told, Kane should have had another goal. Son should have easily had 2. But Fulham are still in the hunt. They're still in business. And at 1-0, they've still got a chance of rescuing at least a point. But Tottenham have the lead. And on balance and statistics alone, I think it's a lead that's thoroughly merited. We're going to take a 10-minute break then at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We'll be back with live second half commentary and a recap of what happened at the Etihad just before the start of the second half. But at half time here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it's Tottenham Hotspur 1, Fulham 0, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I was away to get some lubricants for the second half because I think it's going to be a cracking second half. Earlier today, Brighton were beaten 1-0 against Manchester City. I think Phil Foden got the winning goal there. The teams are just about on their way out. And, big 45 minutes for Scott Parker's troops. Of course, both teams can come out the tunnel at Spurs. It's quite wide here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the tunnel, as you can see. Or as we can see. And if Watcher Sheik's volley goes in, it's a different ball game entirely. No changes, I don't think, from Fulham. We're just waiting on any potential changes for Tottenham. Mourinho rotated his squad for the game against Marine, but played a strong enough side that got the job done. 5-0 winners on Sunday, as you heard. Both teams are now out to the second half, so Spurs have joined us as well on the field. And no substitutions to bring you at half time. As the second half gets underway, we'll be with you until about just after 10:15, 10:20 this evening. As Burnley, or rather Tottenham, get us underway, attacking the goal to our right. 1-0 ahead. The goal from Harry Kane on 25 minutes the difference. Here's a chance now for Loftus-Cheek inside the area. Tries to play the ball back, and it goes behind Bobby Reid in the end, and the ball will be kept in now at the other end by Sissoko at the right hand side. Sissoko into the penalty area. Sissoko all the way. Sissoko man making two. This is great skills. Oh, trying to take it on too much. Kane trying to hook the ball back, and really two opportunities in the space of 35 seconds at the start of the second half. Could have easily seen a Fulham equaliser at one end, and we almost saw Sissoko almost score one of the great individual goals of the season, but tried to take on possibly one Fulham defender, maybe too many. It remains 1-0 on a very cold night here in London. Here's the number 33 now, Robinson, getting the ball forward now for Fulham, and the ball has been lost. And look at this, Sanchez goal. What a good ball that is to Kane, who was tripped there. Surely the ball had gone about 2 seconds before the trip came in. And Paul Tierney was right on the spot and rightly gives a free kick to Tottenham. But this should have been 2-0 here. And actually, to be fair, to give them a fair dues, this is a great piece of defending. And meanwhile, back live, as the ball is now played forward, and some will keep it in on the far side. Well, we won't keep it in on the far side, but it will be a Tottenham throw-in. We've had nearly 2 minutes gone in the second half, and both teams have had a chance or two each. Good to see. Both teams looking ambitious to try and force the issue here and try and get a point or two. Son Heung-min turning nicely. Let's just remind you of that Spurs team. Lloris, then a back four of Humier, Sanchez, Dyer and Regulin. Winks and Højbjerg, the two holding midfielders, and then Sissoko, Underbelly and Son, the further forward midfielders, with Harry Kane, the goal scorer, up front. Substitutes: Joe Hart, Doherty, Alderweireld, Bale, Ali, Davis and Vinicius and Lamela. Let's reacquaint you in a second or two with Fulham, as they're on the attack now as the ball is spreading out. Arolo is their goalkeeper. Back three, remember, of Aina, Henderson and Adebayo. Then it's Tete, Loftus-Cheek, Reid, Zambo and Robinson, a five-man midfield, and then up front Cavallero and Bobby Dakakora Reid, but we'll call him Bobby Reid, Rodak, Hector, Cabano, Ream, Luckman, Brian, Ohoma, Congola and Kamara are the 9 permitted substitutes. Only 3 can be used during the match. Fewest points when losing this season. Fulham absolutely 0. Sadly joint bottom with Burnley. That's the statistic that the Clarets would have loved to have shook off last night. Nearly did. Almost. Well, there'd have been a Harry Maguire handball away from maybe grabbing something there. Looked a penalty from where I saw it last night. But here's Harrison Reed now in the present for Fulham. Chip forward towards the far side and a chance for Fulham. Oh, side netting from Tete. Ball went out to the far side, the right-hand side of the penalty area, the Spurs penalty area. Harrison Reed with a lovely ball, and Tete stayed onside. Flick on by Bobby Reed was brilliant, and Tete may have just got too much of an acute angle to have really tested Lloris at the right-hand near post. Scott Parker knows that was a great chance and grimaces with disapproval at that missed opportunity. And that's a big chance wasted there for Fulham. As the ball is ushered back to the goalkeeper. Here's Araloa. 5 minutes almost gone in the second half. Offside given there, so against Tottenham, but Fulham well within their rights to play on. They have possession, and that's good refereeing, that just allowing the game to be flowing. We always like to be encouraged, or I think most referees should be encouraged to let the game flow as much, and just for the good of the game and for the flow of the game. And a good ball on there towards Ruben Loftus-Cheek, left hand side. No foul, absolutely no problems with that challenge at all. And here's Son Heung-min inside the centre circle, can't find Sissoko, and the ball has been lost again. And here come the yellow shirts of Fulham, and that's going to test Fulham now. Here's Robinson, he's kept it in on the near side, and the cross was a good one, but there was nobody, there was only two players in yellow he could have picked out in the penalty area. And in the end, it came to nothing. And Ndombele now takes possession. Son onto Ndombele again. This is wonderful football, this from Tottenham. They're looking pretty good, but Fulham have really started the second half as they sort of started the first. They've created a few good openings, but just, I think that's the difference between the top teams and the bottom teams. You just can't finish. I think that might come back to possibly cost Fulham in the end. Tottenham just a little shaky at the start of the second half. They need, I think, that cushion of a second goal which would just settle them down a little bit. I think that's the I think that's sort of the worry at the moment, is Fulham trying to play out from the back here. 1-0 to Tottenham if you just joined us. Harry Kane with the goal on 25 minutes. I'm not going to mention that one. We're a sports channel, not a political channel. I think we will not be. Sorry, bro, we won't be leaving that one out. We deal in sport, not politics. Here come Fulham again, looking to try and get this equaliser once now. And remember, Brighton and Burnley fans will be looking over their shoulders, thinking if Fulham get points here, this could make it a little bit more tricky. Of course, Burnley and Fulham do need to meet each other, play each other later on in the season. Their match last Sunday, rightly or wrongly, was cancelled. In my opinion, wrongly. I felt Fulham could have brought some of their under-23s in, but that's a gripe for another day. Let's just concentrate on the years and nows as the ball is. There was an attempted opportunity there for Fulham, but well cut out on halfway by Højbjerg, signed from Southampton. It's probably been one of Jose Mourinho's best signings for Tottenham, actually. Sort of gets underappreciated because of the form of Son and Harry Kane a little bit, because they're the ones getting all the glory with all the goals they've scored. But Højbjerg is certainly one that does all the dirty work in the centre of the park, and he absolutely puts in a shift 99 times out of 100. Mr. Consistency, that is absolutely for sure. He's a top-notch player, and it was I think they got him for about something like 15 million from Southampton. It was a real steal in this day and age. Here's Son now on the chest. He'll be worth about 5 times more than that. And Sissoko gets the ball forward, and opportunity now for Reguilon to get a good crossing there. Son is there too. Kane was in the middle, and it got a deflection off Harrison Reed. It will be a corner kick to Tottenham as Spurs look to get that second goal, and an insurance policy at that. I think Reguilon's had a good game. He'll get an assist for the Kane header. Now what can Tottenham do from this corner? Son Heung-min to take it. He's wasted 2 or 3 good opportunities tonight, Son, that normally he would usually bury in his sleep. But it's Harry Kane that is the difference between the two sides. A second goal would really put Fulham well and truly on the back foot. Son Heung-min will take this corner then from the left hand side. Floated in there. Areola punching for a crowd in the 6-yard area. Breaks to Winks. 25 yards from goal. Harry Winks with a shot and a great save to aiming away to his left by Areola. That looked as if it was going in the right hand corner. Great effort with the right foot from Harry Winks. And Areola having to dive to his left as he looked at it from. It may not have been going in, having looked at a replay, but Areola could not take that risk and could not be sure. Might have just been creeping wide. It would have been touch and go if it had gone past him, whether it had gone in or not, but he had to take no chances with that. And Spurs now have only their second goal. Fulham, incidentally, have had 5. But it's Spurs asking all the questions. Son Heung-min from the right hand side into the area, almost a pinball machine sort of scramble, and hooked behind for another corner. It came off Tete, and I don't think he knew too much about it. Son's corners are really causing 1 or 2 troubles here. Yeah, it comes off Tete. Comes off his left thigh and behind for a corner. On the right hand side once again, Son Heung-min right footed from the right to take the corner here for Tottenham. 10 minutes of the second half played. Son swings it in towards the near post. Flicked on. Might drop to Winks again on the edge of the area. Ball played in there. Chance on the volley. And it was straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. It was Sissoko again on the far post. But it's Spurs are getting all the possession now. As we see the save percentage, Nick Pope's top. Lloris second. Martinez third. Areola is in fourth with Darlow fifth with 70%, but Nick Pope's the best with 78.1, and he was making some great saves last night against Manchester United. Lloris only a tinge in second on 77.9% save percentage. So, but Areola there, he's had a good match tonight. He's pulled off some good saves, done really well. Probably been Fulham's best player, really, when you look at it. He's saved Fulham on many occasions. And Hurrier now has possession. Goes back to Davinson Sanchez. Now Eric Dyer. Spurs have certainly taken control of the last 5 or 6 minutes. Fulham had a good start to the second half, but since the 5th minute of the second half, it's all been Tottenham. They've created good chances. Now Robinson. Robinson going down that left-hand side. Still Robinson. Good play that from the Fulham man. The Fulham wingman. Now Zambo has possession and then goes back. And Fulham now trying to break. Anderson has possession, going up towards halfway. And Tete has possession. But bang back to Henderson, the Fulham captain. Scott Parker will be hoping for a little break here to try and get back into this game. It's going to be a close run thing, that is for certain. It's going to be a close finish. Free kick to Fulham, which Harrison Reed is taking quickly. Well, we've had a superb second half thus far. 57 gone. It's still 1-0 to Tottenham. Man of the match will be opening in about 3 minutes. Name of the player you want to see winning the man of the match. You've got half an hour to vote. And name of the player, and then you hashtag it with the hashtag JBMLTM for your vote to count. So, and whoever gets the vote will be a sort of a supplementary man of the match award winner, regardless who gets the television vote. Meanwhile, it's just for something for you guys to get your teeth into as well, and make you part of the action, if you like. Anyway, that vote will be opening around about the 60th minute, and Bobby Reed turns back, finds Anderson now. Anderson inside his own half, gets the ball forward and finds Robinson. Good first touch, controls it well, finds number 29 here. Zambo gets the ball forward, and Robinson's in a bit of space on the left. Robinson with a good cross and turned away brilliantly by Sanchez, but only as far as Loftus-Cheek on the edge, and he goes down, and it was a definite foul there by Højbjerg. It's got to be said, who's gobsmacked by the whole decision. He can't believe it. He thinks that Loftus-Cheek made a little bit of a meal of this. I don't think there's much doubt. I think it's a blatant body check, and Fulham have a free kick. Referee, I think, was bang on with that decision, one must say. Now there's going to be trouble. Now there's going to be trouble here for Lloris. And Fulham now have got themselves a glorious opportunity perhaps to get themselves back into this game. Bobby Reid's going to take the free kick here. Just to the left of centre. Just to the left of D actually. And it's going to be Bobby Reid. There are four, maybe five in the top of the wall. And again, one player standing behind, waiting if he tries to go low, because some of these players try everything in the sun. Spurs have to be back the full 10 yards under the rules of the game. They have to be back behind the vanishing spray. So I'll not help Bobby Reid's cause here. We almost had an hour. Reid with the free kick. It's into that Tottenham wall. It was well charged down. It wasn't a great effort there from Bobby Reid, it's got to be said. A bit of a waste, to be quite honest. Aina now has the ball. Plays a good ball forward again. Zambo takes possession and gets the ball back again from Tete. Sambo keeps the possession once again. And Aina gets the ball forward, and Anderson. Fulham now on the charge, looking for this equalising goal. And that's a good ball played in there to Bobby Reid. Can he keep it in play? That's the crucial question. He can. And here's Robinson. And Araloa now. No, not Araloa. Caballero. Now Reid. That's a good ball. Tete's got him behind again. Tete. Good check. Well, it's got to be said. A good defending by Regulan. Spotted the run on the far side of Tete. And he did remarkably so. And did remarkably so. And in the end, it ball brought kindly for Hugo Lloris as well to try and get there. It's all a bit of a battle there in the side of middle of the park, but Fulham starting to come back into it. They were in the shell for about 5 minutes. Now they come back out of it. Gareth Bale is amongst the Tottenham substitutes. Got his face mask on and everything. And at the moment it's all to play for here. JB Sports Live commentary of the Premier League midweek match, a rearranged game from the Christmas period, which was originally called off for coronavirus outbreak in the Fulham camp. 5 minutes possession, 33% Tottenham, a whopping 67% Fulham. They're having the better of things in the last 5 minutes. One must say that. They've kept possession rather well. They've been very patient. They've been very diligent in the way they've kept the ball. I've got to be said. I have been impressed with them. They know they need to get something from this game away from home. But if Spurs were to get a second goal, I think that's another 3 points that will fall by the wayside for them. But they've been very confident on the ball and they've been very adventurous. Oh, and as soon as I say that, Anderson gives the ball away, and here's IBA. Oh, he turned nicely there from his man. Here's Sissoko, deep inside the territory of Fulham. Now Kane inside the area, right hand side into Sissoko, who tries to dummy it. Underbelly was also on the scene as well. Uribe now finds Davison Sanchez. Sanchez on to Winks. Winks down the right hand side. And here he is now on the ball. Uribe on the overlap. Still Uribe. Good flick there. Can't find Kane. And Fulham win possession back. 62 minutes gone. JB man of the match. Don't forget, name of the player you want to see win. And then hashtag it with JBMLTA. It's no foul. Play on. And here is Ndombele. And again, gets it back. Trying to play 1-2s in tight spots here, Spurs. And then Sissoko blocks the attempted clearance. And it falls for Kane inside the area. Kane's cross is tame. Can't find Son in the penalty area. And Arbeloa cuts that out. It's still his goal in 25 minutes. That's the real difference here between these two sides. Could be an interesting last sort of 27 minutes plus stoppage time ahead for us all here. And here is Ruben Loftus-Cheek away from the advances of Højbjerg. Loftus-Cheek gets it back from Robinson, and then there's a bit of a collision between the two of them, which ends up with Loftus-Cheek on the ground. A yellow card has been issued to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Now I wonder if Loftus-Cheek may have thrown an arm in the build-up to that. It might have been a retaliation job there from Højbjerg. Seemed dead keen on getting revenge. Let's see what happened. Loftus-Cheek's got the ball here. What he's done there, he's hit him in the face. That's what's happened. And then, yeah, IBA says, I'm having a bit of revenge. Well, maybe BA should have had a look at potentially that incident, maybe as violent conduct. I think Loftus-Cheek knew exactly what he was doing, but never mind. Here's Anderson now for Fulham. Still trailing by a goal to nil. And Anderson now from centre-back running forward. He's run about 40-50 yards. Tried to play Bobby Reid through, but couldn't be found. Here's Robinson on the left-hand side. The ball now played to Zambo over the halfway line. Harrison Reid has it. Now Aina. And Aina finds Harrison Reid. Good one too with Bobby Reid. And further forward is Loftus-Cheek. So too is Caballero. Caballero now. He's got Robinson on the overlap. Uses Robinson on the overlap. Robinson's cross. Blocked by Sissoko. Corner kick on the near side to Fulham, who are giving it a right good go in the second half. You've got to give him credit for that. And Scott Parker deserves a bit of the plaudits for that. They win. They go up Brighton, I think, in the table. Or they go move very close to Brighton in the table. We'll find out if they do just that tonight. At the moment, they're not doing it at the moment. That did not look on the corner quadrant to me. I think VAR have to pick that one up if they Fulham score from this. And thankfully they don't, because that did not look on the corner quadrant at all as that corner was being taken. That did not look like... That did not look fair at all. Here's... there might be a bit of uproar if Fulham were to score from here now. They have possession. And Sambo doing terrifically well up against Ndombele. Sambo doing well, but Ndombele does well. And in the end, a goal kick given. And maybe at the end of it all, justice has been done. We're going to see Ardalo Lutman now, who famously tried a Panenka at West Ham and ended up with... well, more egg on the face than he probably would have bargained for. It was one of the worst penalties I think I've ever seen all season, watching or commentating on the game. And off comes Kenny Tete, who's done really well tonight. He's really done well, bombing up and down the right. I think that's what they'll be asking Ardalo Lutman to do, the former Charlton and Everton man. Been playing in Germany as well for the last sort of year or so. Let's come on loan to Fulham, but he hasn't hit the right notes as he would have expected at the moment. Lutman. Anyway, here's Son, who's not had his best game in a Tottenham shirt. Usually Mr. Consistency. It's been a frustrating second half for Spurs. 25 less than that to go. Remember the man in the match vote. Name of the player. Get your thinking caps on, please, folks. Name of the player. Hashtag it JBMLTN, please, if you can. You've got until the 90th minute. So 25 minutes less than that to find a player that you think will win our award. Whoever gets the most votes wins. Simple as that. Here's Oibe now inside the centre circle. 1-0 to Tottenham. Kane with the goal. The only goal on 25 minutes. At the moment, Spurs look as if they're going to get 3 points, but they're going to make heavy weather of it. One has to say Fulham, on balance, should be at least level in this game. They should be on parity. They've created the best openings in the second half. At the moment, it's very hard to see where the Tottenham just need to get a bit of possession. And Ndombele could be the man to do that. He's running to the penalty area then. As he's running towards the area, loses the ball and leaves the ball behind him more or less, and it's giving it straight to Fulham once more. And here's number 29 Zambo, and here's Bobby Reid, who looks as if he's going further forward. Now finds Lutman, and here he is now, edge of the area. Lutman tries to turn. It's all hands on deck here, and free kick going against Sergio Aurier, and this really is dodgy stuff now for Tottenham, because with 22 minutes of the match to go, it's a little bit of high tension out there now, high drama here, because Fulham have got themselves another chance from a set play. And this does not look good at all if you're a Tottenham persuasion, that is for certain. And it still remains 1-0 as the free kick will be floated in there towards the penalty area from Caballero. The ball knocked back once again. Ross is undecided, but he will be voted in the man of the match, and he will vote with 5 minutes of the match left. Well, it's well, I suppose with the game up in the air a little bit, then it's hardly surprising, because Fulham are giving it a really good go. Here's Robinson, who's had a good match himself. Finds Lookman. Lookman now looks to run in his man. Now a chance here now for Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek now into the path of Reed. That's Harrison, that is. And now Bobby Reed loses possession now. Bobby Reed. And oh, what a lovely bit of football that is. Some great skills there on the far side. And here's a chance now, and it's Ademola Lookman on the edge of the area, inside the area. It's Ademola Lookman. He's running into the area. Lookman shot, and a great block from Davison Sanchez inside the 6-yard area. Robinson knocks the cross in there. Bobby Reed's waiting in the middle, and Eric Dyer gets it out. Now Loftus-Cheek to Robinson, but he's tackled brilliantly there by who else? Harry Kane. Not only being effective in the forward department tonight, he's done well when he's had to have been called upon to defend, but Scott Parker's team are well on top with 20 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. This game could either go one of two ways here. Spurs could hold on and double their advantage, or Fulham could get an equaliser and possibly go on and snatch victory here. This could go either one of those two ways, or we could end up drawing it. Well, you could say 3 ways, really. As the ball goes out for a throw. And Burnley go to West Ham on Saturday. That's a 3 o'clock kick-off. Going to be a tough test for the Clarets against West Ham. Have been going really well under David Moyes. That could be a cracker. But here's Son now. Could settle it. Fulham have brought too many men forward, and Son shoots. Oh my goodness me! He's hit the inside of the post. It's more or less a scuffed right-footed shot. It's hit the inside of the post, bounced out, and Araroa has clutched the ball and has got Fulham moving again. That would have buried Fulham, although on the balance of play it would have been totally undeserved. Fulham understandably throwing men forward in the hope of getting a second one. It was in fact with his left foot, and he scuffed it so much. But Araroa's not getting anywhere near it. He's watching and hoping that ball will bounce off the inside of the post and bounce out. We know it's going towards the inside of the post. It was, well, we saw Kane hit the inside of the post and it flew in, but it's flown back out again for Spurs this time. Right hand post at one end, giving them a goal, and the right hand post at the right hand end denied him in the second. And now this could be trouble here, and Dyer had to get there because Bobby Reed was lurking, and Fulham are really giving it a good go. Let's give them fair credit here. Ndombele gets possession, tries to get Spurs out their own half, but they can't seem to get out their own half at the moment. This is some finish, this. Man of the match, JB man of the match. Name of the player, keep thinking. I know Russ will vote a bit later on, but if anyone else wants to vote, who you think will fit the bill for the Man of the Match award, our Man of the Match award, name of the player, hashtag it with JBMLTM, please. 18 minutes to vote. And that's how much we've got of normal time left in the game. So, well, 17 and a half minutes actually, but we've also got probably a fair chunk of stoppage time as well. Spurs narrowly leading by a goal to 0. Goal scored by Kane. Fulham have had plenty of good opportunities in the second half, but Spurs nearly made it 2 on the break. On the breakout, was Son's scuffed left-footed shot hit the inside of the right-hand post and bounced away. Araroa now out of his goal, gets it forward, finds a Fulham player on the right-hand side. Infield to Harrison Reed. This game is far from over yet. This could be an interesting finish. This is Robinson now, left-hand side. Robinson, good ball on there towards Lookman. And Lookman turns his defender. Got past Davison, chances as if he didn't exist, and the header goes in. And Fulham have their equaliser. Fulham have got their equaliser, and I have to say, it has been coming. It's not good news for Brighton or Burnley. That's got to be said, but let's be fair, that goal from Caballero has been coming for at least a good 15-20 minutes. And Spurs have only themselves to blame. Robinson did exceptionally well, played the ball on towards Lookman, who put a fantastic cross in there. And it was static Spurs marking, it's got to be said. And Caballero had a chance, really picked his spot. I think the goalkeeper got a hand on it, diving away to his left. But he couldn't keep it out. And Fulham, on balance of play, and deservedly so, it's got to be said. And it's hard for me as a Burnley fan to say this, but they deserve to be level. No doubt about it. And it's no more than what Scott Parker's team, in fairness, deserve. 1-1. And Spurs have responded. They're going to make a sub. So, Kane's goal on 25 minutes has been cancelled out in the 74th minute. Harry Winks has gone off for Tottenham. Mourinho has reacted. Who's he brought on? I think it looks like Lamella. They still have the likes of Gareth Bale on the bench. Why don't they throw one of the two of the big guns on? Well, it's a setback for Spurs, who are looking to gate crash the top. Well, they won't get anywhere near the top four. They won't break into the top four today, but they've been pegged back. And I just wonder if the game had been played sooner, it would have been a comfortable win for Tottenham. As it happens now, it's probably played into Fulham's hands. But you have to say, on the balance of play, objectively they deserve it. But if you just think if the game hadn't been postponed, would have been a completely different story. And I don't think that's fair from everyone else that Fulham have got those games in hand. But anyway, that's another story. Belly now keeps possession, finds Harry Winks. They should have played at the turf a week ago, but didn't. Can Spurs grind out another result? They struggled and laboured to a victory against Brighton here earlier on in the season, where Brighton really gave it their best shot, but then Spurs came good after Brighton had gone in front in that game. Quarter of an hour now. First shot on target, first goal, same as Kane in the first half. Spurs have not been at their fluent best, but they've got no excuses here really. They just haven't been at the races. And if Son's shot goes in, it's a completely different story. And well, points dropped. They've dropped 8 points from winning positions, Tottenham. Brighton have had the most points dropped from winning positions, with 12 points. Sheffield United 11, Southampton 10, and Liverpool with 8 have dropped 8 points from winning positions. That is not like champions, that, and that's why they're second to Manchester United in the Premier League title chase. There's a little bit there was going to be a bit of a nasty collision there between Scott Parker and Eric Lamella there for a second, but it's all ended in good spirits at the end. Aurier takes the throw. Spurs pegged back, deservedly so in fairness, but it's not very good news for Brighton or Burnley fans looking in. Or maybe if you're a nervous disposition, it'll be Newcastle. It won't be good, because Newcastle are dropping like flies at the moment. They're having one or two dodgy results at the moment. Steve Bruce probably a man under pressure. People saying that he should be sacked and things like that. Probably the style of play isn't working, but certainly Fulham's is. And look at Lookman going forward, and they might get in there for another one, and it's Loftus-Cheek, and a great save by Lloris. And will that be a chance that passes Fulham by? They get possession again. Spurs so uncharacteristically giving the ball away cheaply in their own half, and then the shot back in from Caballero that goes high wide and not so handsome with the right foot. But Fulham had a great chance to go in the lead, and it would have been solely deserved. Timed his run beautifully, Loftus-Cheek. Lloris came out, narrowed the angle superbly, but that should have been 2-1 Fulham, no doubt about it. And a good sprawling save, hit the right leg of Hugo Lloris, smashing Peter goalkeeper net. But Fulham should be in the lead. They're having the better of things. Last 5 possession, 38 Tottenham, 62 Fulham percentages in the possession in the last 5 minutes. Fulham well on top in this game. Nobody can argue with that. 12 minutes left to play. Well, it's 11 and a half minutes plus stoppage time to play. Fulham can sense blood. They can sense a victory in that battle at the bottom of the table. It's going to get also hot and sticky now, but Spurs will look to try and break out with Harry Kane now. On halfway. Goes back. Højbjerg now takes possession. Now then, Sergio Aurier. They need some magic now, Tottenham. They're looking to get points themselves at the top end of the table to put pressure on those Champions League places. If they can bunch the top six up a bit, it'll be an interesting table tonight if they can get 3 points. It'll be harsh on Fulham, admittedly, but having said all that, what a night it has been here down at the Lane. A good finish to this game, that is for sure. As Højbjerg gets possession, Dyer plays it forward. Now can Spurs try and find a goal from somewhere now? They haven't really looked like getting one in the second half apart from that effort that cannoned off the post from Son. The ball played in there towards Harry Kane. Gets the ball back and it just beats Lamela to the punch. Headed well behind Lamela, and here go Fulham again. And how good Lookman has been in this second half. He's looked so great since coming on as a second half substitute. He's really sparked Fulham into life. Now here's Harry Kane. Kane now trying to get past his man, and that's going to be a corner kick surely to Tottenham Hotspur. Fulham think it's a goal kick. Well, that's what Tossing thinks. That's his actual name on the back of his shirt. We're going to call him that now from now on in. And Spurs are going to bring on the hat-trick man, Vinicius. He got the hat-trick against Marine. Tanguy Underbelly comes off. He's not had a good game, but Vinicius, who got the hat-trick, he'll be in good form. Can he get the winner here and get Tottenham out of a hole here? So 10 minutes ahead for us now, folks. 1-1. Here comes the corner, right-hand side, into the area. Comes to Sissoko. Sissoko lays it back. Little chip in there. Ah, and it's not a very good ball in there, it has to be said. It defeats everybody in the penalty area, including Burnley players, and goes behind for a goal kick to Fulham. We had 81 minutes of the match, and Mourinho, very stern look on his face here. This is the goal again. Lovely skill that is, and a fantastic cross, but where Eric Dyer will be kicking himself there. And the first chance Caballero gets at goal, he takes it. You can't get much better than that. And Fulham deserve at least to be on parity in this match. You have to look at it from a neutral tinted glasses view, not from a claret blue point of view. I know it does affect Burnley this match in some respects, because the gap could just decrease slightly here, and that will make Fulham's life a little bit more easier. There's a chance now for Loftus-Cheek, and Caballero's there too on the edge of the area trying to do the Ronaldo step overs there, and he got a bit red-faced there, got a bit too cocky perhaps. Son Heung-min now for Tottenham. Son Heung-min now running through. Son Heung-min gets it out to the far side. Can Spurs launch a late challenge there? Ball played in there and it's knocked away. It's a corner kick, or maybe a throw-in actually. Regulin did well to get the cross. He's had a good match with Spurs. 82 minutes gone, man of the match, bro. Don't forget, name of the player, hashtag it with JBMOTM. Vote closes at 90th in the 90th minute, so you got just under 7.5 minutes to vote. 1-1 is his score. Sissoko now goes charging forward into the area. Sissoko going forward, runs out of pitch, and that will be a Fulham goal kick. And a bit of respite for Scott Parker's men. Attempts 14 Spurs, 15 Fulham on target. Spurs have had 6 attempts, Fulham have had 4. How has it not been more than 1-1 tonight? I have to sit back and wonder. As we approach 10 o'clock in the evening, on a bitterly cold evening here in North London, here in the Tottenham area. Big, beautiful stadium. I've seen a few moments down the years, and now we could see a problem here, because Well, Dyer got back there in the nick of time, but he's giving it away to Luckman. But I think the foul whistle had gone anyway. Foul by Caballero. Oh, in fact, it might have been an offside anyway by him. Lee Betts on the far side with the linesman's flag. Our linesman tonight. The other linesman, incidentally, is Harry Leonard. VAR, incidentally, who's not been needed. Been a quiet old night for Craig Pawson, hasn't it? But it's been a very good performance from Fulham. Whatever happens to them, even if they end up losing the game, they've certainly performed heroically tonight, and possibly deserve a little bit of praise. We're going to see another substitution there. Maybe Brian, is it? Might be coming on. Let's have a look. Robinson, his first touch was poor. For once, his first touch just let him down there, Robinson. He's had a good match, incidentally, Robinson. We're very impressed with him down the left-hand side. I'm sure he'll be upmost in a lot of people's minds for a man in a match, that is for sure. He's been boundless, hard working down that thing. His wild work's been boundless. Referee's blown for something. Trying to figure out what it might be, but it's a free kick, I think, to Tottenham. And they've no time to waste. There's just under 5.5 minutes plus stoppage time left to play. Please keep your thinking caps on for man of the match. You've got over 5 minutes to vote for that, folks. So make sure you do. Here's Lloris in the Tottenham goal. 5 to play. And Fulham have possession, but so too does Eric Dyer. Could well be a 7th draw in the head-to-head all-time in the Premier League. But here come Fulham, or Tottenham rather. Regulin. I'll have a run at Bobby Reid. Gets the cross in there, and the header won in the penalty area by Son Heung-min. Goes agonisingly wide of the left-hand post. And Fulham breathe again. It remains 1-1 here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. May have been offside in any case. Fulham's offside trap absolutely got it slap bang on the money. Double substitution coming up for Fulham. The goal scorer Caballero comes off, and number 47 Kamara will take his place now for the remainder of the match, which has got about 4 minutes just over the goal plus stoppage time. Well, it could be a crucial point this for Fulham. They could have had all three tonight, conceivably, if Loftus-Cheek had kept his head. Still time for a winning goal here, otherwise it could be a points shared job. Fulham get the decision midway inside their own half, and they won't be taking too long, I'm sure, over this free kick now. 4 minutes to go plus stoppage time here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the new White Hart Lane, of course. Vast stadium. Sad to see no crowd, as we saw earlier on in the season, but you just wonder would Fulham have won that early game if it had been played over Christmas? I doubt it very much, but they've certainly got themselves into a position where they could win it, and they've got a chance here. Robinson with the shot. Robinson deflected, and it falls very kindly for Hugo Lloris. And Robinson, who's been arguably Fulham's best player in his second half, with his boundless running up and down that left-hand touchline, almost got a reward. Free kick topped them. There was an infringement, I think, on the goalkeeper, but Kamara was certainly involved in that passage of play, and then the ball broke kindly for Lloris. So 3 kick topped them. What a finish now we're in for now. Can Spurs hang on for a point? Well, Mourinho will want all three. He's not brought on Gareth Bale as yet. Maybe it would be time to get him on. But here goes Kamara again. He's gone towards the right-hand side. Fulham, I don't think, want to hang around for a point. They want to try and win the game. I think that could be a dangerous play, because it could put them up at on the counter-attack. With Spurs' front 3 or 4, anything could still happen. Still Spurs have possession. Get it forward to Lamela. Now the ball is out towards the far side. Regulin. Can Spurs do it? Regulin, good overlapping run. He's pulled it back behind Lamela inside of the penalty area. And Robinson of Fulham is Russ's choice. And meanwhile, Kamara on the break. Fresh legs and everything, but Back comes Davinson Sanchez with a tough examination of Tottenham's Champions League credentials tonight, and I don't think they've passed the test as yet. There's still a couple of minutes for stoppage time to do it. You've got about a minute and a half to vote for man of the match here. Name of the player, hashtag JBMLTM. That's what Russ has done, and looks like Robinson's picking up the award on the votes in their own as Lamella goes in. A chance inside the area, and a chance at a goal! A goal for Tottenham! A goal for Tottenham! It's 2-1. No, it's not. No, it's not. This might be a VAR job right in the last knock-ins. Harry Leonard put the flag up. Oh, he's offside. He's offside. Correct decision. Credit to Harry Leonard, the assistant. Magnificent decision. Magnificent decision. Regulan thought he'd scored. But I have to say, Harry Leonard, that was a brave decision, but it was the correct decision. Correct decision from linesman Harry Leonard. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Norma is going to come on. Robinson as well. We always Trevor is good for comedy value. If you see him as Trevor Lynham, he comes up with some classics. I wonder if he scripts half of those. I really do. But he's gone for Robinson as well, and that's for the man of the match vote. Robinson is our man of the match. Joshua Wilmer comes on, but Robinson has won player of the match. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, the man he's gone on for now. Knows he's wasted a glorious opportunity. 4 added minutes now as we go towards the business end of the match. Spurs fought for a second, they'd won it. Fulham earlier thought they won it when Loftus-Cheek went clean through. I have to say, the officials have been superb tonight, especially the two linesmen, Lee Betts and Harry Leonard. They've had great games. 3 kick to Spurs. Scott Parker disputing a decision here. Naturally so, but could be a very good point this for Fulham. In the grand scheme of things, not so good if you're a Burnley fan like me, or... Oh, that didn't look a free kick, I'm afraid, Paul Tierney. Did not look a free kick under any circumstance, but there you go. It's the way the cookie bounces sometimes. Fulham are trying to nick a few yards, which Spurs are not happy about. And yes, quite rightly so. Well done, referee. You can't expect players to nick a few yards and get away with it. I think Anderson was testing the referee's patience there. That is ridiculous. Blatant bending of the rules, and the referee wasn't going to stand for that nonsense, and quite rightly so. And I think Fulham will be happy to take a point away from this one. They've deserved at least that tonight. And I'm saying this with gritted teeth because the gap now will be 4 points between Burnley and the bottom 3, and that's the reality of it, the situation. And biasly, I'm hoping Spurs get a late winner, but it's wishful thinking at the moment. I think it's going to end this 1-1, but we've got 2 minutes of stoppage time left, and as we've seen already in this second half, anything can happen. Robinson incidentally gets man of the match. Thanks to great votes, some good votes there. Mind you, I probably half influenced them by saying how good he has been, and I've been absolutely bang on the money with that. And here goes Kamara now on the breakaway, but he's on his own against 2 Spurs defenders. He's sort of isolated, if you like. And that's a bit of luck for Fulham. It's a corner. Came off the corner flag and it went behind, and that's a huge chunk of luck there that Fulham have got. The corner of Davinson Sanchez. Bit lucky, but maybe Fulham have earned it tonight. You've got to say that now. Could they win it? And, certain Burnley fans and Brighton fans and Newcastle fans will be looking on, not bearing to look here. But Fulham have a corner. Bit jammy maybe to get it, but they've got it. And here comes the corner from the left-hand side, and it goes. And good defending that from Spurs. And here's a chance now for Lookman, who's had a sensational game since coming on as a sub. Lookman again ran into trouble, and now giving away. Son loses his footing. Wants a 3 kick. He's going to get it from Mr. Tierney, the referee. Spurs have got about 45 seconds to get a winning goal here. Fulham are wasting time. And Paul Tierney surely must have that on at the end. Well, about 35 seconds. It should have also stretched it to a minimum of 4 minutes. Can Spurs get the late goal here? Ball tossed in there by the goalkeeper, Lloris. It'll break for Regulin on the far side. Regulin gets possession. There are 4 white shirts waiting in the penalty box. Can the ball be hoisted into one of those 4 shirts? In it goes, and Areola does magnificently well. Holds on, and that surely has earned Fulham, you've got to say, a precious and well-deserved point at the very least. And you have to say, on the second half performance alone, I think they have been excellent value. We're now into time added on, at the end of the time added on. And there goes the final whistle as the two managers fist pump each other. We used to say shake hands once upon a time, but Fulham have got the draw they probably deserve. And I have, as a Burnley fan and a staunch Correct, I have to say that for a gritted teeth. A little hacked off perhaps that they should have played at Turf Moor last week, but that's then. This is now. And you have to say, objectively, they deserve the point. Kane put Spurs ahead after 25 minutes, but really, it was always a precarious lead. And when Adeloma Lutman came on, Fulham looked different class. His cross from the left-hand side, headed in by Caballero on the quarter of an hour to go mark. Has Scott Parker a very, very precious and well-deserved point in the end. So there we are. That's the final situation here at Tottenham, and Tottenham's bid to get back within biting distance of gate crashing the back, the top 4. Sorry, has fallen by the wayside, but could be a huge point that. And Brighton and Burnley and Newcastle fans will be, which I know myself, a Burnley fan. We'll be looking over our shoulders now. What a game. Good match for us to pick, that one. And hope you've all enjoyed it here at home as well. And something to warm you up on a cold winter's Wednesday evening. Just 1 or 2 things away from the channel that I would urge you to watch over the next few days. Firstly, Trevor's match of the day on Friday night. His match of the day night on Trevor's channel. He's got 2 magnificent games for you virtually on the PES 2020 platform. He's got for you Manchester United's trip to Liverpool, and he's got the Black Country derbies between Wolverhampton Wanderers and West Brom. I'm actually involved in the programme, but I'm not telling you what game I'm covering. I'll leave that until the evening until we tell you that. And then on Sunday night, don't forget to join CW over on his channel, on Casual Chris's channel, as he goes into the next latest episode of the Raven West series, where we go to France for the French Grand Prix at the Paul Ricard circuit. Trevor Walker, you'll be unsurprised to know, does the commentary on that, and that'll be on Sunday night on Chris's channel. But thank you very much to Russ and to Trevor and to my brother and to everybody else, New Caton at the start, to everybody, and for anybody who watches it back later on, thank you for joining us. Robinson incidentally got the man of the match, and I have to say, for his boundless energy and effort, I think the vote was well justified really on the balance. Fulham get a point. Could have had all 3 at the end when Loftus-Cheek had a chance, then Son had another chance where he scuffed a shot against the post, but a good point for Fulham from a neutral's perspective. And well, it's a bit disappointing. It's a little bit of a pill to swallow if you're a Burnley fan or a Brighton fan or a Newcastle fan or a Newcastle especially tumbling towards the end. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. I always plug your channel every day of the week. But thank you very much. We have to go now. It's getting cold. We need to go inside. BJB, don't forget to hit a like, stay subscribed to the channel, hit the notifications. From me here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you to Trevor and to Russ and to everybody else. Take care, all of you, and good night to you all. Good night.